If you are struggling to lose weight, this is what you should do. If you're anything like me, you absolutely love eating. Now, if you look at me, you might think, so what does this guy know about eating bad diet? Actually, up until the age of about 18, I had the worst diet you could imagine. Like, I would eat half a kilo of chocolate just like that. Or Friday after school, I would buy sweets for the whole weekend, but in the evening they were all gone already. Now don't get me wrong, I'm not a doctor or any type of medical person to give you advice. I'm simply a guy who's tried a lot of diets, a lot of foods, and simply learned about how the body works and how I can lose weight at will. I will take you through the 5 most important rules and pillars of my diet and how you can apply them, and in the end I will give you some very important tips so you can start yourself today. So let's get to it. Number 1, try intermittent fasting. Now you've probably heard this term millions of times and you're sick and tired of hearing it, but here's why it's actually so powerful. Me personally, I eat between 12 a.m. and 5 p.m. Sometimes maybe 6, maybe 7, because you can't always control when dinner is ready or when you're going out with friends, but I try to stick to this time frame. And it's so powerful because if you try to eat too much in this time frame, it's almost impossible because you have such a little time to eat so much food, you simply can't do it. So you limit yourself by compressing your food into a short time period. Number 2, avoid combining sugars and fats in one meal. Now it's not possible all the time and most of the foods have both, but if you have a very sugary or very carb-rich food or a very fat food, try not to combine them, but rather separate them. Why? Because if you eat sugars, your insulin will spike, and that means your body is receptive for fats. So every time you eat sugar and fat together, you can simply just think this: I'm absorbing fat right now. If you really want to do this, that's fine, but if you want to lose weight, that's probably not your goal, so you should try to separate them. Number 3, eat as much protein as possible. Now this is a very simple thing to do. If you don't have the foods to eat protein, just buy protein powder, but here it's important that it's low carb, so low sugar, and also fat should be low as well, and that way you can eat very much protein every day, because protein stills your hunger quickly and for a long time. And because protein only has 4 calories per gram, you can eat a lot of it, but don't absorb many calories. That way you won't gain too much weight. Also, protein will help you gain muscle, and the more muscle you have, the more you can burn and the easier it's to lose weight. Number 4, only drink water. Now, before I even get into this point, if you like to drink tea or coffee, that's fine because these drinks contain no carbs. But most of the people like to add sugar and milk. That's dangerous again because you again spike your insulin, you spike your cravings for food. So you should simply try to add a sweetener and that should be fine. But drinking sugary beverage is probably the number 1 reason why people gain weight. Because you add so much sugar into your system, your cravings for food increase so much. If you drink sugary beverage and eat something fatty, I already told you what the result of this is. So just try to stick to water. It's low cost, it's very easy to get all the time, and it's simply healthy for your body. And if you drink water when you're hungry, you can reduce your hunger and therefore not eat too much and therefore lose weight again. And number 5, if you can, think weekly, not daily. Most of the people make themselves completely crazy about a day, and realizing they've eaten too much, they go crazy and probably eat more because they're stressed out of not sticking to the diet. Try to think in a more weekly term. Let's say you go out on Monday and Tuesday with your friends or your family to a big dinner. Now you could try to eat very much and kind of ruin the vibe of the dinner, or you just think to yourself, well, I've got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday to fix that, so I might eat some more today but less tomorrow. Try to do it today, but if the circumstances aren't given, think on a weekly basis to fix your mistakes from today. So these are my 5 main rules for a good diet, and here are some of the most important tips and things you should focus on. Pay attention to fatty foods. Fatty foods are all around you. They're very tasty because of the fat, and because 1 gram of fat contains 9 calories, it means if you eat just a little amount, you already gain very much calories and therefore weight. So always pay attention. Don't let other people ruin your diet. Only because someone tells you, why wouldn't you eat that? Just eat it, it doesn't matter. You look great. This is not what should take you off your diet. If someone tells you, try this, eat this, think twice. Is it actually healthy, or am I just being a friendly person and regretting it afterwards? So always try to stick to your diet first before eating out with friends and eating bad foods that are offered to you by other people. Third tip or lesson is, bad habits start with one step in the wrong direction. If you can stick to something for 5 days, but on the 6th day you don't stick to it, this is the crucial point. If you can manage to again stick to it on day 7, you're doing fine. But if you start on day 6, in your brain you've set the bar lower, so the next day you will think, well, yesterday I did it too, so why not do it today again? And now you're slowly going off track and losing your habit that you've built with so much effort. So always pay attention to one misstep, because one misstep might lead to many missteps. Now this one is very important. In the beginning, you will struggle very much. This is always the case. It's always hardest in the beginning because your body needs to adapt. So in the beginning, if you do intermittent fasting, you will be very hungry throughout the day until you eat. But in your brain, always talk to yourself like this. This is what fat loss feels like. If it was easy, anyone would do it, and not the majority of people will be overweight. But if you look outside in this world today, most of the people are overweight. It's up to everyone themselves, but if you're watching this video, you probably don't like it yourself either. So always talk to yourself. It's hard, I know, but I'm gonna stick to it. And here are some of the foods that I can recommend for you, because they're both healthy and they can help you with your diet. Eggs, they contain fats, but they don't contain much carbs, and they are very protein rich and very, very healthy. So try to eat more eggs a day, you will feel the effects. Of course, chicken breast is always classical to lose weight because they have low fat, low carbs, but high protein. So it's a perfect addition to your diet. And also tuna is just the same, but as a fish. If you want to find good fats, you should try to stick to fattier fish like salmon. But here again, it's important to not combine salmon with rice or noodles, for example, because it will be easy for you to gain weight again. Also, vegetables are very important. If you eat much vegetables, they will decrease your hunger and therefore make it harder for you to eat too much fatty foods. So try to eat a salad every day. Most of your problems will be fixed by that alone. And of course, if you can find protein sources, buy yourself a low carb protein powder, and that way you can supplement your diet with protein to make it harder for you to eat too much. So this is what I would recommend for you to do. Definitely go through the video once or twice again so you actually remember these steps, or maybe write them down for yourself, and let me know down in the comments what else you're struggling with or what else you would recommend, because maybe you're doing all of these things that I've already told you but you're still gaining weight. So I want to know what you're struggling with and I want to help you to fix it. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you want to see more videos like these, let me know by liking this video. I don't like to ask for it, but it just helps me to know if you actually like it or not. So thanks for watching and peace.